Here is a quick introduction to planning and registration, and I am using the WPI 10 training tenant to do this. Just a quick word about this. You will not see a connection over to College Scheduler here. Also, it's important to note that the courses that are here are not final. Work is still being done with them, but it should be enough to get you started to give registration a try. So the first thing that you'll do is to open up the academics worklet. And here you'll see some information about this tenant, et cetera, and what we're doing here. We're basically giving you a chance to try this stuff out before you actually go and plan schedules to actually register for real. So we are looking at the planning and registration area here. I'm going to click this open just for a quick word about what you'll find here. Find courses, that finds courses that go from year to year. Find course sections is those courses basically with a time and a place and an instructor. So that's what we're going to look at. And then there's some other important things in here. For example, view my registration appointments. You can look at those in Workday production right now and see when you are scheduled to register. In here, it's going to tell you that it was months ago so that you can register here. So do not take this one. This one is not real. So other things to notice here, we'll come back to those. View my saved schedule. So we're going to create saved schedules. That's how you get back to them. View my courses. This is how you look at courses that you have already registered for. All right. And I will get started by looking at find course sections. So there are a few different ways to look for courses in Workday. This is probably the most common. What I'm showing you for find course sections is true pretty much for all of the searches. So start date within, little lines in Workday mean that there's a menu here, so I can choose future period, 2021-22 academic year, and fall 8 term. Okay, so I can only choose one of these at a time, so either a term or the entire semester. And the academic level is undergraduate. So I'll show you just quickly here, something to be aware of in Workday is that you can also type partial word to find things, provided you know what those terms are. Sometimes that can save you some time. I'm going to click OK. It's going to return a term courses for me. And this is a faceted search. So you can refine your search by any of these facets, by subject, perhaps, by let's say, instructor, perhaps, if you're interested in that. And you'll see that this is already open for section status. If something is closed or if it's open or waitlisted, you'll see it here. Perhaps you're looking for something on a particular day or a particular meeting pattern. You can do that all here. As you're doing these searches, if you find yourself doing the same search over and over again, let's say I'm looking for math courses, you can click Save and give this a name. So I could call this Math A term, for example. And once I have this loaded, it'll appear under here in Save Searches. I can load that and save myself some time. I can continue to work with the faceted search as well. It doesn't mean that I'm stuck with that thing that I have saved. Okay, so that's about finding courses. And then to register for a course or to save it to your schedule, 2 ways to do that. I'll show you the first way, which is the less obvious way, but is pretty handy. Off of any of these titles, you can take the related action button, the little orange button here, also called the Lego Twinkie button. And if you click that, open, you'll see it just flashed here. Scroll down. I can either add this to my schedule or I can register for this class. Right here, I can do that. So I'm going to pretend that right now we're just in planning mode and I will add to schedule. I'll show you another way to get to that. You can also click on the course name and open that up. But if you don't want to lose these search results, right-click on it instead and open it in a new tab. In Workday, you can have multiple tabs open, perfectly okay. You can also have multiple browsers open, potentially, or an incognito window. It's all fine. So I'm interested in this course. I'm going to add it to my schedule. and it's going to ask me which schedule is that. Well, I've already created a couple of schedules here of alternate courses, but instead I am going to create a new schedule and call this my A-term ideal schedule. And once I create that, I'm going to choose times to add the course to my schedule. In this case, there is just a lecture. I just click OK. And here is my new little saved schedule. I can view all saved schedules. So I'll see an alternate one. I'll see the two alternate ones that I put in here, and I can see this ideal schedule. So from here, I can manipulate the schedule. I can edit it. And for example, if I had multiple courses in here, I could remove courses if I wanted to. I could also rename it if I chose to. There is an add course button here. It is less than ideal because it basically brings you to courses over time, and it's a little more involved to find a course section that you want. In general, it's easier to go find the course section and then add it to a saved schedule. So when we're working eventually with College Scheduler is not going to transfer over to Workday. So what you can do is use College Scheduler for all it's worth. It will pull courses from Workday, including ones that you have enrolled in. And so you can play with schedules there, get your schedule the way you want it, and then come over here and assemble a saved schedule. So as you can see from right here, I can start registration. So I'm going to start registration just to show you what that looks like. Again, shows me if there were multiple lectures, I'd see them here, discussions, labs, etc. I'm going to click register. It's going to take a second, and now I can view my view registered courses, which is the same as view my courses, as you can see by the name here. So here's my course. I have waitlisted for a course. So when you're waitlisting, it'll warn you are being waitlisted, and then you can choose to go ahead or not. Here is the course that I've registered for. Something important, scroll to the right to see the drop swap buttons. You might miss those otherwise. You can swap in an entire other course. This is particularly handy for swapping to other sections of the course. You can do that as well. I'm just going to drop this quickly to show you what that looks like. And done. Okay, great. Okay. Good. So I'm going to go back here to my other tab, and I just want to show you, we've already covered a lot of this. So the only other things I want to show you are courses where labs and lectures or discussions are grouped together, just to be aware of those. So Math 1021 is an example. Okay, you see this group 1 in here. So in here, if I am going to save that to my schedule, and I'm going to save that to my, let's say I'm going to save that to my ideal schedule here. And if I scroll down, you'll notice I started with the discussion, okay, and that discussion name had group 1 in it. When you see group, put the groups together. So lab, I can take any lab. There's no group on that. So I can take any one of those, and I'm going to take the lecture that goes with the discussion that I signed up for. And then I'm going to click OK. So we just want you to be aware of that. And then I'm going to come back to the home page here and point out again how you can get back to those things. You can back to things you've enrolled for and view my courses. View my saved schedule shows you those saved schedules. And again, you can continue to manipulate those. That waitlisted course, if I were offered a spot in that course, I would see it here on this homepage, on the Workday homepage. I would have an item in my inbox, basically, that gives me instructions of what to do, where I can either submit and say, yes, I want this course. I can say, no, I don't want this course. Or if I ignore the message entirely, it will expire after a certain amount of time that is set by the registrar's office. When something is offered to me in my inbox here, basically this is something I need to take action on, you will also get an email about that. Just to be aware of, there are notifications as well. Here's the inbox again, and here are notifications. Notifications are things that Workday wants you to let you know happened but you don't have to take action on. So you can look at those periodically. Those are usually nothing that's, time-based. So that is pretty much everything.